programme of work entitled Corporate Networks of International Investment and Trade. The degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to Matthew Paul Smith. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, in recognition of a programme of work entitled The Effects of Financialisation on Investment in Europe, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to Daniele Tori. For the degree of Master of Science, Accounting and Finance, Ajanthi Arulapam. Aklima Begum. Alexander Chepkasov. Kazmir Chukwanonso Eze. Catarina Asunsao Texera Melo Franco. Damaris Najoki Macharia. Bilal Nazir. Tao Ti Tun Nguyen. Nelson Camilo Rodriguez Zarate. Gajasingegi Prasanna Dilshan Silva. Haben Tesfa Michael. Alai Zarud. For the degree of Master of Science, Finance and Investment, Olabode Adebayo. Nadia Anim Frempong. Mamun Rashid Chowdhury. Stefani Emilova Drindolova. Agu Obike Abika. Nasser Kaingi. Julio Cesar Nunez Alvarez. Omotola Cornelius Omoparibla. Jing T. Nui Wu. For the degree of Master of Science Financial Management, Natalia Boyko. Annalise Holthoff. Momina Wahid Khan. Sylvain Georges-Yves Leroll. Ibrahim Rashid Mehta. Manon Menendian. Natalie Eleonova Mladenova. Desmond Eofanye Odionye. Hassan Patel. Camille Petta. Roylian Wambo. Neha Anjali Tetri Ramjet. Gabriella Villani, who also receives the Business Faculty Department Prize for Postgraduate Project. Feifei Wu. For the degree of Master of Science, International Banking and Finance, Brian Delamore. William Delmiria. Solène Michel, who also receives the Worshipful Company of International Bankers Prize for the Best Dissertation or Extended Piece of Assessed Written Work. Ebere Charity Nwabufo. Rita Afua Dua Osei. Pro-Chancellor, that concludes the list of higher degree and master's degree award holders from the Business School. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you first degree award holders from the Business School. Professor Alexander Stoyanovich will present the certificates and prizes. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Accounting and Finance, Kifax Abdukadir. Munira Abubakar. Catherine Adebayo. Adibola Adeleja. Ahmad Ahmed. Sabiha Ahmed. Nazmul Ali. Ridwan Ali. Christia Antonsen. Aslan Ashraf. Waladam Atipoe. Kazim Andy Adenrele Aziz. Rovshan Babayev. Mohammed Bar. Sanaya Bandi, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Andrew Charles Barnshaw. Mohammed Zahid Bashir, who also receives the University of Greenwich Merit Award for Outstanding Achievement, the Eden Ravenscroft Prize for Best Final Year Student, and the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Charlie Broad. Michael Edward Bryan, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Nelson Hongshin Chan. Michael Albert Gunter Chapman, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Xuanang Chen. Mustafa Koskan, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Dunia A. HHM Dashti. Joseph Audeji da Silva. Robel Darwitt, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Luciano De Mello. James Andrew Gray, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Jason Hilton, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Shane Hodge. Muhammad Imran Hussain. Tamana Hussain. Aruj Islam, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Tanvir Islam. Hanif Ahmed Kabir, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Bengali Karbo. Bethlehem Tasege Kabede. Kamran Khan, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Halima Khatun. Caitlin Linnea Lawrence, who also receives a full colour for services to netball 2016-17. Sam Malate, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Shan Maksud. Stephen Aaron McBride, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Thomas McGibney, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice and the Eve and Ravenscroft Prize for outstanding contribution to the faculty. Jamil Hussain Mohammed, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Sidra Nazir, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Sufayen Soyeb Noor. Benjamin Ockham, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Joseph William Okai. Oluchukwu Loretta Okoluku. Peradasi Pagritharn, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Chandni Arankumar Patel. Sophia Patel. Zachariah Pathan. Jennifer Giovanna Poma Gomez. Primathus Prathiban. Mohammed Fateh Rabani. Sagar Rai, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Princess Mabine Sampson. Mikhail Sangev. Fahima Sheikh. Melissa Danielle Shao, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Ikra Sheikh. Sanjeev Raj Sivaraju. Ashley Martin Stoller, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Shajavini Thavayoakuma. Darshana Thrushelvam, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Andrew Ohunamaru. Jessica Jane Williams. Kai Min Shu, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Accounting and Financial Information Systems, Mohammed Masum Ahmed. Wala Ahmed. Shuaib Ali. Ibrahim Bula. Brett Gargon. Michelle Guy. Adiba Alahi Hussein. Joni Watson Jayakumar. Uba Mahamud, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Peter Nguyen, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Patrick Lucas Pakut. Neelam Jaina Patel, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice and the Business Faculty Department Prize for the Best Undergraduate Project. Ikrama Rahman. Ramesh Rai. Kamar Riley. Alexandra Rogowska. Mohammed Bakir Shah. Salim Smali. Fernando da Silva Yamanaka. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Finance and Investment Banking, Alexander Afanaskenko. Siddiqa Akhtar. Ali Mahmood Bhatti. Jamal Dennis Grant. Bradley Joshua Irvin, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Jonathan Lau. Kelly Ann Lochman. Dilara Nurhakli, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice. Alexander Joseph Orchin. Mariam Raja Sheehan. Saul Christopher Shelton, who also receives the Graduate Diploma in Professional Practice and the Business Faculty Prize for Outstanding Achievement for a Placement Student. Josh Robert Turner. Kayu Zheng. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Business with Finance, Filippo Patazzi. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the list of award holders from the Business School.
Vice-Chancellor, I call upon you to confer the awards.
Graduands, could you stand up one more time, please? We now come to the climax of our ceremony this afternoon. In a moment, you'll be conferred your awards. And after that, I do hope that everybody will try to raise the roof on the chapel by celebrating as loudly as you can. By virtue of the powers vested in me as Chair of Academic Council and Vice-Chancellor of the University of Greenwich, I confer upon all those who have been presented the title, award and honours to which you are entitled. You are now graduates of the University of Greenwich. Congratulations!
Please be seated. Pro-Chancellor, we now come to the conferment of an honorary degree of the University of Greenwich, and I call upon Chris Philpott to present to you Jason Morgan, MBE.
Pro-Chancellor, this is an important year for Charlton Athletic Football Club and also for Jason Morgan. It marks 25 years since Charlton returned to the Valley, a struggle which defined them as a community. It is also 25 years since a young man called Jason Morgan started Charlton's Football in the Community scheme with famously just a bag of footballs, himself, and a telephone. The community programme has been at the heart of the club ever since. The scheme, now known as the Charlton Athletic Community Trust, is one of the biggest and most influential in the world of football, employing over 180 staff and engaging around 10,000 young people every week. Last year, it won the Football League's Community Club of the Year award for the third time, and in 2013, Jason was deservedly awarded an MBE for services to football in the community. Jason was born in 1970 in Epping. His father was QPR and Tottenham Hotspur player Roger Morgan, who later spent 18 years as football in the community manager at West Ham. Indeed, Jason is the first to recognise the huge influence of his father. From him, Jason learned the values of honesty, passion and integrity. He also learned that to progress you need to place yourself in environments where you can build the social capital and confidence to succeed. This approach served Jason well in early jobs with Redbridge and Haringey councils, where his reputation for being able to connect with people developed through the mantra of, if the community don't come to us, then we will go to the community. Jason arrived at Charlton Athletic in 1992 in the new post of community officer, and one of his first campaigns was to tackle racism in football. He was instrumental in establishing the Charlton Athletic Racial Equality Partnership between the club, the Royal Borough of Greenwich and a network of community groups. Since then, the Trust has been fearless in tackling issues from prejudice to drug abuse and knife crime. The Trust defines its work as using the power of football to work in partnership with local communities to empower individuals to improve their lives. Key to Jason's approach is building trust and breaking down barriers. To this end, he has employed health workers, youth workers, police, and teachers, as well as coaches at the Trust, all of them crucially appearing in Charlton tracksuits. Jason has built a formidable team around him to realise his vision. Typically, he says, the frontline staff are the ones that make all the difference. It's an easy job when we have such a depth of staff. Today, the Trust runs 55 different programmes to serve 5 key aims: to raise educational achievement, create pathways to employment, build healthier lifestyles, bring communities together and reduce crime. A look at its Facebook page will show an organisation bubbling with ideas and initiatives. For example, there is a video of young men with Down syndrome talking about their love of football, and the news of the Charlton versus Homophobia football tournament successfully defended by the University of Greenwich, I am pleased to say. It is worth examining 2 of the projects Jason has inspired to see how he works. First, the crime reduction programme, Street Violence Ruins Lives, is an example of how the Trust can bring stakeholders together and build long-term coalitions to improve lives. Jason led this pioneering national campaign to address the alarming numbers of young people who had been victims of street violence, including local lads Rob Knox and Jimmy Mizzen. It brought over 40 influential people and organisations together and united media, players and fans behind the campaign. They raised enough money to run awareness courses in schools, work with excluded young people and undertake targeted work with repeat offenders. Second, the reach of the Trust does not stop in the UK. In 2003, it began groundbreaking work in South African townships. Jason took to South Africa his philosophy of keep it simple in a project focused at first on paraffin abuse. It started by giving away kit, then setting up coaching sessions and getting the kids to school early to play football. The principle is that if they're in school, they are safe and out of trouble. He then built trust between the community and the police by training the police to coach football and take responsibility for running education sessions. Finally, other South African football teams were encouraged to set up their own schemes on the Charlton model. So simple and yet so effective. Jason has long and rich links with the university. We both have a desire to boost sport, health and well-being in the wider community, and Greenwich staff and students have helped the Trust deliver campaigns such as Kick the Habit and Greenwich Get Active. Furthermore, Charlton Athletic offers a range of internships to our students, and for one graphic design student, Kashane Smith, it led to a permanent job. The most recent initiative has been to establish a new foundation degree in community sports. Jason is not overly romantic about his projects and knows that realistically you win some and you lose some. However, He firmly believes in marginal gains and sets about these with the same passion as when he started. This award for Jason Morgan recognises his outstanding work in the local community and beyond, and its conferment aptly coincides with the 25th anniversary of the community scheme. And now, Pro-Chancellor, I have the honour and privilege of presenting to you Jason Morgan MBE for conferment of the degree Honorary Doctor of Business Administration honoris causa.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This takes my school assembly talk to a whole new level, this does. And I think it's a bigger crowd than we normally get in the Valley, so thank you for coming today. Family and friends, you must be immensely honoured. And my young daughter's sitting in front of me, and hopefully, no pressure on her, but in a few years' time, I'm sitting where you are, because this must be a huge honour. And my mum texted me this morning and said how proud she was. Students, congratulations on what you've achieved and good luck on your journey. My journey never started with a degree. I worked hard and echo a lot of things that have been said today. I worked hard at school, struggled with some of the qualifications, but I had the desire and drive and dedication to get me through a lot of things. And I firmly believe in hard work, and as mentioned earlier, I wanted to follow my father, a career in football. And honesty, as my wife knows, sits in the Morgan family, where he told me one day I wasn't good enough. And he was right. But I wanted to do what he did when he went into sports development and a career in recreation. Unfortunately, I did that. I worked at Redbridge and I worked at Haringey, and I worked hard, and we had really strong family values. And I always remember going and working with him and doing some coaching in the early days at Tottenham. And he believed in sessions that started at 10 o'clock in the morning to get there at 9:30 and be set up and be ready and be the first to arrive. And I remember the first job I got told me exactly the same. Just make sure you're the first one in the office and you lead by example. And I think that's really important. And a lot of the students over the years that have come to work for us, and especially when I first started, I would watch a lot of the young sports students coach for us and coach for me. And the ones that turned up on time, and the ones that just showed the passion and the enthusiasm and the desire are the ones that I wanted working for me. And the ones that turned up first and left last and made sure that everyone had a good time and everyone got away safely are what was important to me. And that's why I ended up, a lot of the students that were coaching and doing casual coaching ended up becoming full-time members of staff for me, because I could see them. Touched upon it earlier. I could see him out there front line and how good they were, and I just encouraged them, and thankfully over the years a lot of the students came and became full-time members of staff for me. Immensely proud of what we've achieved over the years, and the work we did in South Africa really did open my eyes, and something I've pledged to take my family back to South Africa, and if you get the chances to travel like I have and see some of these countries and see some of these young people that unfortunately haven't got a lot. And there was one young lad that kind of touched me Emotionally, a lad called